I'd like to welcome both Matt and Alex to LEOS Live today.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're just, as I said to you, there's no agenda. We just want to have a conversation about your experiences and your experience of living in Dubai.
Yep.
When you came here, etc. So I'll ask a couple of conversations to start it off, and a couple of questions to start it off, and then just let the conversation go where it goes.
Yeah, see if we're on.
Okay.
Lovely.
Cool. So, I mean, who do you want to start? Ladies first, I guess. Yeah.
Well, no, go on. You've been here the longest. So
I've been here the longest.
No domestics.
I've been here, 7 years now?
And 13 for me.
Yeah, long time.
13.
13.
Really?
I'm
I
30.
didn't realise you were that long.
It's a long time, and it flies by as well. Like, it's just kind of, before you know it, I'm telling people it's 13. You know, I remember back when I just moved here.
Sure.
And you stay up maybe 3-4 years, and there's always, a few people who've done a few more, a few less, and they will ask you about your experiences, and now all of a sudden it's 13, and it's rare that you get someone who's been here longer. So now I feel kind of weird.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Matt?
So I'm 33 now. I moved out. So my birthday's in the June. I moved out in the August after my 20th birthday. Wow. So when I moved out, and the drinking age out here is 20. Yeah. 21, sorry.
Yeah.
So, I've come from like playing rugby in England and going out with my mates for 2 years to suddenly I'm playing rugby again, but I'm not allowed to go out with the team. I can't do anything for the 10 months.
That doesn't work with rugby. This one is an integral part of the other.
It's a big thing, right? We used to do like weekends away in like Abu Dhabi or Al or something like that, play some of the other teams. And then we'd all come back on the bus and everyone's drinking and stuff like that on the bus. And then we'd all stop off somewhere, a bar. And the team would get off, and I'd taxi home. I'm meant to be, I can't get in, so I'm, I'll see you tomorrow. So
you were so young when you moved out here.
I was going to say that.
And I didn't really know what to expect either, because I didn't go to university or anything like that. I didn't go, I'd never lived away from home.
Yeah,
I'd lived with my mum, and then I got on a plane, and all of a sudden I was in Dubai on my own.
Okay. The good thing is, before you moved out, and similar to me, both our sisters actually lived out here.
Okay.
So it was kind of like the sister had already moved out. Yeah. It was like, do you want to come? Do you want to come live abroad? It was like, absolutely. Yeah. Let's do this. Yeah. So, when I first moved over, I moved in with my sister. That kind of helped me to get settled quite early on. And made me feel right at home.
Excellent. So moving over 20, these 13 years have been probably your most formative years.
Exactly.
Because at 20, you don't really know what you want.
What
did you have an idea of what you wanted to do?
Been in Dubai, which is wild.
All your adult life.
That's what I said. All my adult life has been in Dubai, which is wild. Like it's like you said, formative years. Like I was a teenager, and then as soon as I hit my 20s, literally 2 months after I hit my 20s, it was all right. You're moving to Dubai, and you're going to go live with your sister, and work in oil and gas for however long I did, and it was kind of like you're an adult now, like forced.
So what have you done since you've been here? Were you crew?
I was crew. Yeah. So that was I'd done a jack of all trades. I've done a few things. I've done oil and gas when I moved out, and I worked for a company.
Oil and gas in the Middle East.
It was fantastic, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. But like I was super young, and I was working with engineers, in their 50s and 60s who would, maybe ex-military or whatever it was, but they knew everything, and they had this. All of a sudden, this kid coming on and moving on to their team that was kind of learning everything. But it was brilliant. So I did that for about 2 years. And then I worked on yachts for a few months, which was a lot of fun, sailing and reparations and stuff. And then I was young, like I said, and I was going out a little bit. I was 21 at this point, and I was going out a little bit. And I was meeting all these people that were young, and they were telling me these amazing stories about traveling and seeing the world and meeting new people, and they're all crew.
Oh, right, okay.
So I went back, and I played rugby at the time, like I said. And I went back to my team, and I was like, guys, I don't mind what airline it is, just can anyone help me
become crew?
Crew. Like this is the best lifestyle ever. It's fantastic. So one of the lads on the team, he's left now, but he was a captain for an airline out here, and so he helped me kind of what to do, what to say, and stuff like that. So I was crew for 5.5 years. Yeah, and it was best time of my life.
You travelled everywhere.
You travel, the people you meet, and I think those transferable skills that you kind of learn and pick up while you're crew, because you're on this however long the flight is, full of crew that you don't know. You've just met them, an hour ago in the meeting room. Yeah. And then you're welcoming on 150 people that you also don't know. Yeah. Yeah. And you're looking after them for X amount of hours. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're in a new city that you don't know, exploring with the people that you'd only met 6 hours ago or however long ago. And it's amazing because you kind of learn to adapt to new people and new surroundings. And
I think it's very important for social connections to be able to make easy social connections. I think some people find it very hard when they come to a new country or even a new workplace to actually make those initial social connections within a business or within a new region.
I think that's the hardest thing when moving to, well, not just a new country, a new town, a new place, even a new job, right? You've got to put yourself out of your comfort zone. You have to go and meet people. You have to say hello. But yeah, like I think we've both come from jobs where you're really interactive, and I think you have to go out there and meet people.
Yeah. Definitely have to make an effort out in Dubai.
Oh,
if you end up, if you're a recluse in somewhere that you don't know and your family's not here, and that is the case for a lot of people, that if you just stay at home, you're missing.
You're going to miss it.
You're missing everything.
Yeah.
There's so many things, like obviously where you work. A lot of people work remotely now. So go to fitness classes, go to social community gatherings where you're going to meet people.
Yeah.
And then where you're going to meet people that you have something in common with.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what makes you feel at home.
Yeah, absolutely. So what about you, Alex? When did you decided you were, how old?
Yeah, I was 23 when I moved out here, so I'm now 30.
Okay.
Thanks for asking, Mark.
I didn't ask. You volunteered. You look wonderful for that.
Thank you. So I did recruitment in the UK.
Yeah.
Recruitment in technology, moved out here, and I joined Huxley. They said, well, actually I joined Progressive, so part of S3 still.
Yeah.
They said, look, we've got a market for you. It's cybersecurity.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, what's cybersecurity? And they were like, well, this is our market, cybersecurity within oil and gas clients. Would you like to do it? And I was like, yeah, put me in. Yeah. So I was with that company for 3 years. Then I moved to another recruitment company for 3 years. Did very well there. And now I've set up my own cybersecurity recruitment company.
And how's that going?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
I'm enjoying the journey.
Yeah. So you made a lot of contacts over the period of time.
A lot of contacts. It was kind of, I went on to garden leave and when I resigned from the previous place I worked at. And I set up my own fitness business as well, called Fit.
Yeah.
Matt and I both into the fitness industry. We absolutely love it. And going back to like the community feel, I like people to be a part of something. So it's hyphen is a connecting symbol, and I want to kind of grow that fitness community as much as I can. So Fit is a clothing brand.
Right. Okay.
And then during my garden leave, I was doing that, and I was like, I'm so used to working for myself now for these whole 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Why don't I just set up my own recruitment company as well within cybersecurity, which I also love.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course it's tough.
Yeah.
But without
first couple of years were always
we're still in the first year. I mean, it's February, so it's July now. It's still what 5 months.
5 months. It's only a baby, and I've been very fortunate. I've been very fortunate to have a partner I can lean on. Yeah. We've got a good stability around it. So if I'm going to do it, and we've got 2 dogs,
I know, little boys. Yeah.
If we're going to do it, I'm going to do it now. Like we don't have children yet, and for me now's the risk. So so that's going really, really well. And going back to, I've kind of grown my cybersecurity presence over in the Middle East for the last 7 years. So I am deeply embedded in the cybersecurity field.
Aren't you?
Excellent.
Yeah. Like contacts all over the place. Like you'll go to the big events. What's the one you go? JITEX, that one you go to?
JITEX,
and you're bumping into people all left, right, and said, "Oh, about this also." It's brilliant, So
it feels good, and it's really rewarding. So getting people jobs in cybersecurity.
Good. Matt, you moved on from crew to.
Well, there was a stint in my time in Dubai where I this relates to you, so I don't want to badmouth it. Like, not to you exactly, but like I left crew because a friend of mine back then sold me the dream. He said, "Move to real estate with me, make loads of money." Sold me the dream. It was fantastic, and it was fun for probably about 3 days, and then I just didn't enjoy it. I wasn't very good at it. I'll put my hand up and say I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't great at the kind of dog eat dog lifestyle that's in the real estate community. Like some people are fantastic at it and they excel from it, and that wasn't me. I was you've got to do some cold calling, you've got to do a lot of view-ins to make not so much money, and it was just really difficult for me, and I didn't really enjoy it. Whereas what I did enjoy was the kind of crew lifestyle, the social side of that.
You
and
like the relationship,
and I like I like that kind of
just
that
not
side
the
of
business
things.
development side.
And you didn't really. I don't know if this is universal or you know, just what I felt, but there seemed to be like a stigma if you said you were in real estate, and it was like an immediate kind of back office. At least that's what I felt, and that might have just been my interpretation. And I didn't enjoy that. Whereas I kind of got to the point where I was like, I'm not enjoying this. And I remember sat in my boss's office, and I was just chatting to them, you know, just because we were friends. And I said, sometimes I don't even know why I come in. And as soon as I said it, I was like, why am I still here? And I was like, I quit. Like, and he was, you know, like I said, he was a friend, so he understood, and he could see I wasn't enjoying it. And I left, and I got super fortunate in that week or two, because I'd been going to a gym in Dubai, and because a friend of mine was running it, and it wanted numbers, and I was kind of helping out. And I'd always been into fitness and rugby and everything like that. And I got a call about a week after I'd quit, and I hadn't told anyone. It wasn't like public knowledge that I'd quit. I hadn't gone around telling them. And they rang and said, would you like to kind of shadow us and help out in the gym? And I was like, it's fantastic. I need a new role. And that's what got me into coaching, and I loved it. Because what would happen was I'd be in a gym, and I wasn't a coach or anything, but I'd see someone, you know, doing something, I'd go over there and help them out. And that must have been noticed. And that was why I kind of got the offer, and I started shadowing coach, because I wasn't, like, I'd done a few group things. I wasn't like a proper certified coach or anything. I was just helping out. And so I kind of fell in love with it, because I loved the energy that someone can come in and, you know, maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe they're tired, or maybe, you know, they're not sure what they're doing, or, you know, whatever fitness level. And at the end of the session, the end of the hour, they'd be smiling, and I loved that about it. And so it kind of got contagious. So I got qualified, and I've been doing that for 6 years now. I've been coaching for 6 years.
And still loving it, obviously.
I love it. I love it. Good. Like, it's contagious. Like, you're creating this energy to, you know, in a group full of people that want to come in and work out, and they want to push themselves, and they want to do this. And then it wakes you up. They get moving. They're smiling by the end of it. The music's going. Like, it's brilliant. And then, you know, I do the PT stuff as well, which again is relationship focused. So you're, you know, I'm one-on-one with somebody that I've been helping for X amount of time, and you're seeing progress. They're seeing progress. They're happier. They're confident. So it kind of rubs off on you, that kind of positivity that they're bringing in.
Well, I've been threatening everybody here that I'm going to have a class 30 minutes before work actually starts, to make everybody in the business come
get everyone outside the door, just jumping jacks going out.
Exactly. Do you know, it's huge. Like, it's so important. Like, you know, that you've got so many people working in the office, right? Having your own mental health and your fitness is important. Being physical fit and mentally fit, like, even before you come into the office.
Well, I don't think people really understand that relationship. They don't understand the relationship between mental health and being physically fit, or even just training. And for me, personally, it's a big thing, because as I said to you, I train every day, depending on what it is. But for me, get up at the time in the morning, have a cup of coffee, go train, come back, shower, into work. It's like my routine. So it's like during that 60 minutes of training, or whatever length of time it happens to be, I don't think about anything else but the training I'm doing. So it kind of gives me a mental break from work, or stress, or whatever I've got to do that day, or whatever I've experienced the day before. So then I've kind of reset myself to go into the office to work.
That's brilliant.
So I think that's what it does.
Energy levels as well, I think, impact a lot of stuff, and Dubai can be quite fast paced. And what I find is that healthy habits, it's like a domino effect. They fall into other healthy habits. You know, if I wake up early and go to the gym, I'm more likely to have a healthy breakfast. If I'm more likely to, you know, I've done the gym, I've had my healthy breakfast, I'm more likely to feel better in the morning, so therefore my energy levels are going to be better at work. I'm drinking lots of water because I want to stay hydrated, you know. And then by the time I get home, I'm going to have a better night's sleep, and enable me to get up and do it again. So it's a domino effect.
And I
feeling
think,
better.
And I think one thing very much leads to, if you're going to the gym and you're training really hard, you then automatically thinking, look, if I change my diet to a healthy diet, I'll make more progress. So kind of one feeds into the other all the time. I think that's what people don't really understand, that once you start it, it's that first step that's hard. And after that, it becomes...
It's building, like you said, the routine that you're into now.
Exactly.
Making it part of your lifestyle.
Someone on the outside of that would look in and go, Mark's fine, you know, he's really got this in the bag. Like, he must have really discipline to be able to keep doing that all the time. But for Mark, that's life. That's
what I do. But again, when people talk about habits, they don't really talk about bad habits. What people need to understand, you've got to build, as you mentioned, good habits. And once you build good habits, that's when it takes off for you.
The domino effect. And it takes a little while to kind of, especially because you've been building up, I'm sure we've all got bad habits. We've all been building up these bad habits unknowingly for so long. We're not actively doing them; they're just habits.
Yeah.
That people go, well, I'll just stop doing that.
Yeah.
So that's you've been doing it for this long. It's not going to be an overnight stop.
Yeah,
it's a very difficult thing to stop, and it's the same thing with.
You have the same conversation with your clients, don't you?
I do. I realize it's like I'm good on that. But it's the little things that make such a big thing. The little things like getting an extra hour in bed. It'll make you feel better. Go to bed an hour earlier. Don't get up. Don't sink a McDonald's for breakfast or something like that.
No,
it's
I think you say a pint.
The obvious stuff. Yeah,
there's so many things.
That's a whole other problem.
It's little things, but it's building into a bigger routine that eventually just becomes your lifestyle, and that's where when you get to a lifestyle like yours, you get up, you go to the gym, you're concentrating on your healthy foods. That will then helps you feel better at work, so you're more productive at work. Yeah. It makes you feel better.
Exactly. So the next question is, when did you guys meet? You met here, obviously in Dubai.
We met 5 years ago.
5 years ago,
nearly an anniversary soon coming up in September. I remember the date.
Excellent.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing.
That's unusual.
Make sure we remember that. No, it's
5 years ago, and we met at a gym.
Okay.
So Matt was coaching the class, and I came in as a member. Okay. And then we kind of like started off as friends, and that was it. Really, it kind of grew from there.
We were friends for a while, because again, like there's you end up with a group of people in the gym. That you end up hanging around with. So you end up there's good community there, and it feels great. And so we were friends for a long time. So we knew each other. So that by the time we ended up kind of admitting that we liked each other, we knew each other quite well. So I think our first date was a weekend away in Fujairah, wasn't it? Is that the one? We cut that bit. But that's it, because we knew each other quite well, so there wasn't any weirdness. It was like, hey, let's have a weekend away in Hatta. But we met at the gym. But
I think, and that's obviously why we're both really into the gym anyway. But meeting somewhere, like before I met Matt, I was single for a few years, and I came out here, and I think that you do get the whole stigma. Oh, you're going to meet someone? Is it hard? Because you get people coming and going. And I think that's why I kind of promote, get yourself into a hobby, get yourself into a community that you enjoy doing, because you're going to attract the right people you want to be with.
And there's plenty of those there. I think there's plenty of them. You just got to find them.
This is the best thing about Dubai. Literally everything's on your doorstep. You want to go to loads of fitness gyms, it's all there. There's so many things you can do.
There's lots of interest as well, isn't there? Like, there's stuff that I'm only learning about now. I hear a lot about stuff within the kind of fitness industry stuff, but like sports. Any kind of sports that you want to do, Dubai caters for it. Like there's a club for that. There's a club for that. There's a club for that. And stuff that I didn't know. I mean, first, I might not even know the sport existed, but stuff that I wouldn't have expected to be big in Dubai. Suddenly you're hearing about the clubs that they do and how they've got leagues. So there's loads of people doing it.
But it's like any hobby, like arts and crafts. You're into painting. Great. There's actually clubs that you can go do it. Me and my friend, we might go do some painting in a couple of weeks. We went to a comedy night the other night.
Local comedians,
Yeah, local comedians. It was bloody brilliant, by the way.
Yeah, was it?
They were really brilliant.
It's the Laughter Factory, isn't it?
The Laughter Factory,
It was so good, and they said, we actually do comedy workshops. If you want to be a comedian, come and try one of the workshops. I mean, I don't want to be a comedian, but one of my best friend's husbands does. So
well, I think he got a bit of they complimented him on, he said a joke or something. They're like, you should come and do it. I think he liked that, didn't he?
Yeah, so I think he'll go. But what I'm saying is, he was
a funny bloke.
Yeah.
They just go to him, get up on stage. There's a mic. You got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't tell me you're funny. Make me laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, there's so many things. Now we've lived together for years now. We've got 2 dogs.
We moved in relatively fast, together, and then COVID hit. Obviously, everyone knows that. Yeah, but we moved in.
We'd been dating for 6 weeks, and we moved in.
Yeah,
after 6 weeks, and in Dubai, in the UK, people are like, oh, we've been together a couple of years. We're now going to move in. We were just straight in after 6 weeks, which seems so early.
Yeah, even thinking back at it now, it seems quite.
Well, I think it's with the individuals that just, when the time is right, the time is right.
It's and the time was like, let's do it. And then COVID hit, so it's like.
So then you can go outside. So I was locked in with you, wasn't I?
We've really got to test this.
Yeah, that was it. You want to test a relationship, you go through COVID.
Yeah.
Live together.
So and then we've got 2 beautiful little French bulldogs.
Who I've met.
Yes.
Tux and Nelson.
Tux and Nelson. No more dogs. Nexus babies.
Nexus babies.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for a ring first.
That's it. A ring.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's on camera now.
It's official.
I've got to record it now.
So yeah, that's where we're at. But we're very fortunate. I've got my family still here, and you've got one sister still here.
Yeah, I had two sisters out here because the older one is the one that kind of introduced me to her. She's the one who flew me out. She moved back to London last June. So my little sister who moved out,
she'll be back out though.
I think so. Yeah. I think she's definitely more of a Dubai person than a London person. And then my little sister who moved out about 2 or 3 years after me, she's still out here. She's cabin crew for Emirates.
Okay,
loves it. Absolutely loved it. She's been doing it for years now. She's engaged.
She's engaged. She met her partner out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're settled. That he's lovely. Yeah.
They're into their cycling, aren't they? They head out in Al Qudra and do they moved out to Town Square, so to be close to that. So they're both into it. They both absolutely love it.
He's massive into the bikes.
So I believe you got a triathlon coming up.
So my first one. I know you'd be into this one because you love it. You're brilliant in those. No, I'm not quite at the full triathlon level, but I'm going to do a sprint triathlon because Dubai are doing the T100 in November.
Right.
And so I've registered to do the sprint one, which is fortunately very short. It's 750 meters on the swim, 20k bike, and then a 5k run, which is kind of suits my level at the moment. But there's loads of people doing it. The more people I keep talking about it.
So it's in September.
November.
Okay, so it's a little cooler.
And they're doing it actually over at the Maidan. You know the lagoon.
Okay.
In the Maidan, that's where they did the swim.
Yeah, because I messaged them and I said, "Look, where's the swim? If it's in the sea, I don't want to do it. I'm scared of sharks. I'm not there's any sharks yet. But yeah, I might do it. So I'm just practicing my swimming now, and then we might do it together.
Yeah. So it's my weakness as well because like I can sit in the gym and throw the barbell around.
Yeah.
You know, do the run in because you do the hurdles is a big thing recently, so I've been training for that. But the swim, it's just something I've done for fun, but I've never done it. And you know, you're in these triathlons, and you might know this better than me.
Well, I haven't done triathlons.
Have you not done triathlons?
I used to do the distance running, trail running. That was about 26 miles. Yeah, that's a coast to coast.
26 miles.
Jeez. Tough,
Did you
but
listen to
great.
anything whilst doing it?
No.
No.
Just to my ragged breathing. That's up and down hills. You know? But that was fun. But again, I got that into that because of friends. It was I never thought I would. I'm like going to let's go for a run. I'm like ready. You know, I can't leave anymore. But once I started doing it, that was it.
Yeah.
Got to do it again. Got to do it again. I got to get quicker. I got to do more. I got to go further. I think also that's a personality thing as well. You want to always improve.
You've got to push yourself. I remember when Mark, we first met you saying, look, just moving over here now. I need to know where the gyms are. I'm just going to test out. And I loved that. It's like, right, integrate yourself in the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get your normal routines. And that's what makes you feel at home quicker.
Yeah. Well, this when I came back the next time, I actually brought my racing bike back with me. And then I started cycling. So I've got a bike at home. So I started.
Did you do the Maidan track?
No, I used to cycle to the beaches.
Oh, yeah, down the canal.
Yeah, down the canal.
Yeah.
And then that got me into seeing more things and, just a mode of transport which kept me outside rather than stuck in a car all the time. Go straight down the canal, left to Jumeirah, right to La Mer. Right to the Mer.
Well, look at you two checking out the roads.
Yeah, we know. It's a romantic. Oh, did you left or right? Yeah, down to La Mer. Yeah, got it.
So that showed me a lot of Dubai.
Yeah.
Just being outside.
Yeah.
Which was good, and that was, I think it was August I brought it back.
Alex and I used to do the same thing, but we used to like those electric bikes that do half the way for you.
Yeah.
Green bikes.
Green bikes, exactly. Yeah.
We would put them on, but you get, how much was it? Like an hour or something? But you have to, if you don't put it in, you get charged.
You get charged, but also like some of the batteries are sometimes a bit. So you end up getting about halfway through your ride. Easy. And then also the battery dies, and then
and the heavy bikes.
You've actually got to do work.
Yeah, the heavy bikes.
Quick sprints we don't have to pay.
Exactly. So what happened with so you're integrated is probably the wrong word, but Dubai is now your home.
Yes.
Rather than the UK, Dubai is now your home.
Yeah, definitely. Like there's still. I mean, I love the UK. Like I miss it. I wouldn't move back.
Yeah.
Because Dubai is such an easy lifestyle to kind of acclimate to, and you get used to it, and it's brilliant. And I love the lifestyle in Dubai, and I'd love to stay. But there are definitely things, and there must be things you miss about the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You've got memories, right? So it's like, what is home to you? And there's going to be so many memories that we've had in the UK.
Yeah.
So when we go back, it is nice.
What do you miss?
Rain.
Not for long, though. Give it 5 seconds.
Fresh air.
Yeah.
Colder, yeah. Colder.
Yeah, colder. I like...
Greg's.
We used to live...
Frosty, sunny mornings.
Yes.
Like when the sun's out, it's cold.
It's
and
still a
frosty.
little bit of dew on the grass.
I used to love the summers in the UK. I mean, even if they only last for like a month. But I would say, like, there's a lot of old friends that I had. You kind of miss stuff, right? You miss engagement, weddings. Like a few of my close friends I grew up with, they had kids now.
Yeah.
I've not even met some of them,
Yeah.
So I think that can be quite tough. We see, I'm very fortunate. My mum lives out in Dubai, actually.
Okay.
So I have my whole family here. When we go back, it's nice to see your dad.
Yes, we end up coming back.
It's nice to see your mum. Yeah. Your dad and I, your mum. It's obviously lovely to see everyone. And just food, the food.
Yeah.
The prices of the food going out.
Well, I think you're going to be shocked when you come
the
up.
prices?
It's expensive in the UK now.
It's gone, we
It's
haven't
not
been back in the UK since how long now?
We were back last year for a wedding, last May-ish, something like that, around the Midlands, around Rugby area.
Yeah.
Rugby, Birmingham.
Well,
that's where my parents live, as we discussed before.
Yeah.
Rugby,
Yep. And so we were back. So my dad lives near Rugby, and my mum lives near Bath.
Right.
And I mean, they're both beautiful places to live.
Yeah,
Like both beautiful parts of the world. I don't miss it generally. Like you said, like there's some mornings that'll be beautiful.
Yeah.
But the festive season, so like around Christmas time, that's when
of course.
the high streets are done and everyone's relatively happy.
And people will be nice to each other.
You get like that one, couple of weeks over that kind of festive period, Christmas and New Year's. Mulled wine, where everyone's like relatively happy.
I mean, don't get me wrong, in Dubai, like we're used to Dubai. We still get cold in the winter in Dubai.
Yeah.
Like it is. There's nights where it's freezing.
I think Dubai over the winter is the best place to live in the world. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
It's warm in the daytimes. It's cool mornings. It's cool evenings. So you can still sit outside and some nights. We'll go out for dinner and you got one of those blankets over you. But Dubai winter is the best place.
It is. It is absolutely. My daughter comes over 3-4 times a year now. Oh yeah. And she loves it.
Yeah.
She loves it. She was here. She's just come back actually on Monday. But I think it was just a little bit too hot this time for her.
Just a bit, yeah.
But we went up to Rack and stayed in a resort up there for a couple of days, but she still managed to get into the Hilton.
Nice.
Doubletree.
Yeah.
So it had all the water sports and all the various different things. So she loves it.
But it's feels like a different temperature in some of these places. Even though you're not that far away, you're like an hour's drive away. Like totally
I just think it's like where there's not so many buildings, you've got more of a breeze.
Sure. And there was a pool. The pool was actually a cooled pool.
Oh. So see, that's the thing. They cater for everything.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
I know it's a hot country in the summer, really hot, but that's the only thing. In the summer, you do spend most of your time indoors, right? So you are most of the time in AC, and that's...
I mean,
miss that
but I still try to get out at the weekend and at least do a walk.
Yeah.
Or if it's a run down Kite Beach.
Yeah, well, we've got the swimming. As soon as you're in the pool, you don't even notice it's hot.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's okay. Outside, I couldn't do outside. I couldn't do standing outside for...
Did you know what? No, I walked in.
I'll do a walk.
I walked from the car to this building and I was dripping with sweat.
Well, I had to, when I first came over, when I met you guys, I had to get up in the mornings and run because I had that race when I was going back to London in July.
Yeah, baby.
So that was June. I'd get up at 5, run for 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Get back, shower.
Yeah.
Get in the pool, sit in the pool, get out of the pool, have another shower before I get dressed, go to work. Because just couldn't stop sweating.
Cool you down.
Every time you drank water. Sorry.
Comes out of you.
Did you run? Did you run better?
Here.
No, when you're in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
After training out here.
Yeah, definitely.
Extreme weather training.
Yeah.
Outside in the sun. Some mornings are lovely.
Breathing.
Yeah.
Well, you breathe. Yeah, you're true. You got to adjust your breathing a little bit better. No, there's definitely like advantages to working out in the heat.
Oh, definitely.
You wouldn't want to send. As a coach, I wouldn't want to send someone out for like a couple of mile runs.
No,
voluntarily, you're
exactly. Okay. I think what you got to do when you run the heat, you've got to look after yourself better, because after you got to make sure you get the right electrolytes, water, and then the other thing that a friend of mine who's an Ironman explained to me that when you drink that amount of water, you're washing the electrolytes out as well. So you need to do electrolytes.
Yeah,
because as much as you need to rehydrate, you're still flushing the good stuff out. So you need to take that back in again.
Water in general, in the heat, anywhere really in the heat. Yeah. You're sweating that water out. Yeah. It's the other stuff that you take from the water. That's why electrolytes are so important. Yeah. Salt waters and stuff like that. Like it's important.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly.
So, plans for the future still Dubai? Well, I know you've bought a place.
Yes.
Which I think is fantastic.
Yes.
That's a major commitment.
Alex's first house.
Yes.
Which is super exciting.
Yeah, that was, one of my lifetime goals. And that's another thing, actually. In the UK, I remember thinking, I was working for a recruitment agency in the UK. And I remember thinking, I really want to buy a house. And I don't come from a lot of money. Right. My parents have had money, they haven't.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to get a house now out of inheritance or anything like this. I really need to work for it. And I was looking at how much we were getting paid and how much we were getting taxed. And I was like, this isn't going to happen.
No.
This isn't going to happen. Not that it's not going to happen. How long is it going to take to happen? And what lifestyle am I going to live to make it happen? Because it's an ongoing thing. I need to be back in with my mum. You know, unfortunately, I asked my dad. So it was kind of one of those where I had a whirlwind of emotions. And I was like, right, I'm going to go out to Dubai. And I'm going to make a lot of money. And my first goal would be to buy a house.
Right.
And I did.
Yeah, excellent.
And I did that with him like when I really got into Dubai. I mean, I've been in Dubai 7 years, but it took me about 3 years after I got settled to really put money behind me to buy my first house. So
I think you're very driven.
Yeah, very.
You're very driven, and I think that Matt's very supportive.
Very.
And I think it complements itself. Sorry, it complements really well, because if both people are really driven, well, then sometimes it drives you apart.
But yeah, if you both, you spend, Alex, we're both 100% on our projects.
Yeah.
You're not, the rest of it, I think you need me. But remind Alex I'm still here.
But the great thing about it is that Alex is really driven in her career, right? But she really loves what you do as well, which is fitness.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you've got both things that complement each other. That brings you together because you both train. Because I see the Instagram, I see you training all the time.
Yeah.
So that works really well. That really works well together.
Yeah, and we enjoy like this. That does help. And there's so many competitions over the winter.
Yeah.
That we end up spending, every weekend kind of like going out together and doing another competition or, so even if we're competing in like different things, we'll still be at the same thing. Do you know what I mean? So like we spend a lot of time like doing the outside hobbies together. It's not just like that morning when we're talking about our workouts or whatever like that. It's like over the winter we're doing stuff together, a lot of stuff. So that's no excuse. So then we'll do the other stuff as well.
But also you're right, like where I can be very go. It's like I need a minute to step back.
Can you?
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. When does that happen?
That just calms me down.
Let me know when you
let me know when you do that. I'd like to see where that works.
Yeah, you just calm me down. And I think that we bond over fitness and everything else that goes with it. But having that drive, I think what's next for us is Matt has an online PT business.
Okay.
You're also head coach at York, which is going really, really well. So obviously you've got plans there. We just want to buy the second house together. This is plan number one.
We've set some goals. You sit down and we set goals and stuff like that. So one of those.
One is a house,
on the list
and ideally we can buy another house in Cyprus.
Yeah. So we love one of my best friends. Owns a house in Cyprus.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And so he often spends time over there with his family. They're over there right now. Yeah. With his family and his wife's family. Fantastic place. So Alex and I went out there last September and just kind of fell in love with the people, the food, the country itself is fantastic. Yeah. So we were like, cool, add it to the list. Yeah. So it's
it's close. It's like, because that's another thing, right? When you live so far away, you want your family to be able to come see you.
Exactly.
But sometimes when we go back to the UK, it's not really a holiday for us all then. I find, because you're catching up with everyone and sometimes you can't switch off. Let's meet in the middle. Yeah. Dubai is the main hub where you can go, Cyprus, you can go anywhere.
Exactly.
You're so close to so many different countries. Yeah. So we're actually going to see your family in September in Cyprus.
That's why we're going out with them again. So we've basically decided that, like Alice just said, it's not a holiday for them if we fly back to the UK and see them. Yeah. So even though they might not be working, they're still in their normal routines. They're still, relatively in their routines. So cool, let's both have a holiday. Let's meet halfway. And so it's going to be Alex and I, my mum and dad, and then my sister and her fiance.
Okay.
Just talking about are going to fly out and do it. And it's going to be a holiday for all of us. We've never done that before. Yeah. New experience.
So it'd be nice.
Well, it could be either, couldn't
it? No, we've done an intense holiday. So Matt is from definitely a sporty family. Yeah. Like when we last did a holiday together, it was one day was golf, one day was biking. And honestly, when I say biking, I thought we were just doing like a bike ride. Right. We're going through mountains.
Oh, proper like trail biking.
Like in the woods. Gap. He literally fits the tyre. And I was scared.
Yeah, John Lara's fiance fell off, didn't he? He came off.
So it's literally like the whole week is like a sports event, and we're just taking part and we're drinking in between.
I just wanted a rest.
But they're outdoorsy people.
I
they
love it. I'm very active.
They're brilliant. And we like that as well. It's not like we're, two sofa junkies that just want to you know, sit inside and do nothing, or just sit in the pub or whatever. It's like, this is fantastic. We love this. You know, throw it at us.
And then we go to your mum's and she cooks the most amazing food.
Yeah. So. Well, we're quite lucky. Oh, yeah, we're both quite lucky.
Yeah.
My parents both live like in relatively country villages.
Yeah.
So you know, even if we're not doing, you know, the golfing or the biking, it's let's go out for a walk or something like that. Yeah. It's you know, let's just spend time on it.
So the next steps are buy a property together.
Yep.
Yep.
The ring.
Yes, Mark. I'm glad you brought that one back up. Thank you.
Okay. Keep bringing it up every 10 minutes. Just
I'll text you every.
Yeah, because you know, like we want to have kids, and that's where it's like building the business now. We want to be a bit more financially ready. I know you can never really be ready.
You're never ready.
Yeah, so
you can be more ready. This is why I was saying, like, you know, it's not that I don't want to have. I mean, I definitely do, and I think it'd be fantastic, and we'd be fantastic. I think. It's just getting ourselves into a better position. So Alex with her company is still relatively new. It's early days and it's 5 months. So let's get to a point where these deals are coming in a bit more and stuff like that. Let's grow.
Keeping me accountable. It's like deals coming in.
We're coming up.
When's the next deal? I'm like, you don't understand recruitment.
No, are you managing Alex?
I do. I just a small commission as well. Just a small cut. No, and then we want to do that, and we want to get more ready than we are right now, and to a point where we're comfortable and we don't have to worry about the finances so much, and and accommodate a kid.
So this is the thing that, you know, the impression I guess a lot of people have in the UK is that let's go to Dubai, we do a 3-year plan or 5-year plan, make the money because the money's readily available, get back to the UK, buy the house, and then actually start life in England. So it's refreshing to meet people who've decided that Dubai is where you want to lead your life. You want to have your children here. You want to bring your children up.
Yeah.
In Dubai.
Yeah.
Which is
we've got friends who have done the same.
I think other people think the other way. I'm going to do this in Dubai, make the money, go back with fiance, get the house, have the children, and then live in the UK. But
that's just like, this is where we see a lot of things. I think that goes wrong. Okay, because you don't want to come to Dubai then leave empty-handed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what you see a lot of the time.
Party time. It's gone.
Party time.
Yeah, it's easy to get wrapped up in that.
Yeah, definitely. But when you move to different countries or you're going to move somewhere, treat it as your home as well.
Yeah.
Get a car on finance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't waste monthly rent on a car.
Yeah.
By the time it's 2 years, we've been here 3 years, we've been here 5 years. Oh, should we actually live here a bit longer? You lived here for 5 years and then you've rented a car for 5 years.
Yeah, that's great.
So you've got nothing to show for it.
No asset.
It adds up. You've got no assets
as well. People do the same thing with houses, and they're like, "I wish I'd have bought."
Yeah. Oh, we need to rent. Okay. Yeah, we're only going to be here 5 years. We're speaking to couples that have been here 15 years. Oh, you're still renting.
Right.
Yeah, because we're going to move back to the UK next year. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But how many years have you been saying that?
Yeah.
And then how many years of rent have you wasted?
Exactly.
Because financially, you know, the only way you're going to get smart with financials is making sure that you're investing money smart. Investing money as properly as you can. For example, that's one thing I've started to realise. Like, I wanted to become a landlord and live in my first property as soon as I could, because rent is going up so much.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everywhere in the world rent goes up. So,
plus, for us as well, we want to live in a house that we have done ourselves. And if you're doing work on a house that doesn't belong to you, I'm doing work for someone else. I'm spending my money on someone else, as well as paying them rent.
Again, that's another dead end.
We're losing. So, like Alex said, it's being smart with your money and knowing, you know, we're going to be here for a few years. Let's get this right. Let's do it properly in the beginning, so that we're not redoing this plan in a year or two.
I remember a few years back, I was sat there, I was like, right, I was reading one of these books about investing, and it said, get rid of. And so I was like, right, my car on rent. I was like, remembering the company. I was like, right, no, can you take the car back, please? And I was like, let's go and get a car on finance. So I went in. I was like, I'm getting on finance.
Is that impulse? And that's gone down this thing.
Oh, we got to pay. Finishes the closing. Basically.
Yeah, literally. I'm very impulsive. 5 minutes. I was like, oh, and the good thing about Dubai, go there. Yeah, we can have it all done soon. Like, it's literally like that. Anything you want done in Dubai, you can get done very quickly.
Oh yeah, they were super helpful with it, weren't they? Like, you had your car relatively.
Obviously, you have to do all the paperwork and you have to get the approvals and stuff. But so best thing I ever did was start changing all the debts and being smart with my money out here.
Excellent.
So if you're going to move out to Dubai, even if it's 2 years, act like you're living there for 2 years, because you are. 2 years is a long time to live anywhere in the world, and anything can happen. So you need to commit.
I think also the other thing is that from the perspective of the UK, that everybody looks at Dubai and think it is so expensive. This club, that bar, it's so expensive. But the alternative, when you look at the, I think you guys introduced me initially to when we all lived in Seoul.
Yeah.
To say the brew house.
Brilliant.
For example, where it did the taco night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas if you only come here as a tourist, of course you only see the really expensive restaurants.
We're going to the Burj, we're going to the Dubai.
Exactly.
But
when you live here, you realize there's another side. You can still go out and have great entertainment, go to great bars, go to great clubs, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
At a relative cost. It's not.
There's so many deals
ridiculous.
all the time.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Dubai. There's so many deals, but also like live like it is your home. So I've now found a new supermarket that has reduced our cost by 50%.
Okay.
I'm like, because since I'm in the business,
you were super excited about that.
I was super excited.
That's going what? Beans again?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have the same food every day. But at the same time, it's like, food shops, a lot of people come here, and because things are accessible, Deliveroo, they use like takeaway services to, often.
Yeah.
No, cook here.
Exactly.
Yes, we have cleaners, we have cooks. There's so many people you can actually pay to do it, but do it yourself as well if you can.
Well, I'm agreeing with you. I'm thinking.
Yeah, what was that?
Well,
I didn't sort that out.
When I was saying that, I kind of like actually, we do have a cleaner.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting at home working remotely, and 1 hour of my time is more valuable spent doing my business than it would be tidying the house. Yeah. So that's when I'm looking at money. How can I be smart? Yeah. So I would sacrifice money to pay a cleaner. Yeah, we've got 2 dogs. The hair is everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. We have to have the house cleaned every day.
So. Absolutely. I think, as you say, it's been smart with the money. It's not about just cutting back all the time.
Yeah.
You have to decide what's worth spending on and what's not worth spending on.
Oh, and you can get really caught up in this. If you're a social butterfly as well, you can get really caught up because there is, like I was saying, there's always something on that you can go out and do. Yeah. If you're constantly saying yes to things, living for the weekend and all that, you can spend a lot of money really fast. But you can do that in London.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You can do that. I can do that in Bath. I can be going out every night.
Of course.
And it's the same thing. It's just being smart and knowing, cool, I'm not going to go out, 3 times this week. I'm just going to maybe go see my friends once and then I'm going to cook my food another day for it. And it's kind of
I think what you're saying, I think the thing is because Dubai is always on, number one. And
every day.
Yeah, it's always on. And you can always, if there's something you don't want to do, you can always either get it delivered or get somebody else to do it for you. Mm-hmm. And that makes you lazy. You think, I'll get them to do it this time.
It is fantastic.
That's what's difficult.
Those stories about people getting like toilet roll delivered to their toilet while they're on it. It's like ridiculous stories like that. Like Dubai is such an easy place to live. I didn't read it. It's a common story. People do. I mean, people don't do it a lot. Granted, like you do it once and then you won't do it again. But like it's the thing. Like it's an easy. Everything is at your fingertips on your phone. You can get stuff delivered, food delivered. Get cleaners delivered, get health checks.
But as you say, that's kind of a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because it's fantastic, but then it has a drawback of it will make you lazy unless you control it.
But then each to their own, right? It's your mindset. Like if I stayed in the UK, I would not have been able to buy my house.
Of course.
How many pay rises would I have needed? Yeah. Where would I have had to live? It's 40%. Is it 40% tax in the UK?
It's tax breaks on it, but
it's tax one of them is. But it's once you get to a certain point.
I'm in sales. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in sales. I'm living in a country that's tax free at the minute. Exactly. I'm in sales. Perfect. Why would I don't want to give any money away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you're earning it, right? So that's the biggest thing for me in Dubai as well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. And for me over here, it allows me to concentrate on business all the time because all those other things are taken care of that normally, say in the UK, are not taken care of. I'm trying to think of what I mean, but
I'm trying to process that.
But you can focus on business because everything else is delegated.
Yeah,
properly.
Everything else is taken care of. So you can relatively inexpensively get your apartment cleaned, your shopping done.
Definitely.
Shirts. I mean, to get a shirt ironed is what, 2 dirham?
Yeah.
3 dirham. So that kind of stuff that you would normally have to do. And in the UK, it's expensive. It's like £2 to get a shirt ironed or £1 to get a shirt washed. So those things are relatively inexpensive to get done. So it makes your life
right balance between the ease of living in Dubai and just becoming lazy.
Exactly.
Because you know what I mean, like this. Yeah, like if I go back to London now, because like I said, I've lived my adult life in Dubai, I'll find it difficult to adapt to that lifestyle over there because I'm so used to the kind of ease of living in Dubai. But it's finding that point where it's like, I'm not going to order up everything I need. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go to the shop sometime. You know, I need to do these big shops. I'm not just going to deliver it every time. I'm going to try and live a normal lifestyle in Dubai, but accept that there's easy ways of living here.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to put a stop to her. I've got this fantastic little shop downstairs. It's this tiny shop. It has everything in it. Really nice guys run it. But I'll go down and I'll buy something which will have 5 items in the bag. And the kid in the shop was taking the bag to walk up to my apartment. I can manage that myself. Don't worry.
If you let him walk it, come on.
He's trying to take the bag to walk into my apartment.
It's because you're smoothly arms, man.
Yeah, that's it. I'm like, mate, I can do it myself. But that's what I mean. Everything is...
Yeah. But I also think as well, it's the opportunity in Dubai, and it's the... If I was in the UK trying to set up my first business, which was a hyphen fit, I don't know if I would have been kind of overwhelmed or unsure how to do so. Yeah. Whereas here, it was just a few phone calls. You know, connecting myself with the right company. Okay, this is the process, Alex. Fantastic. Yeah. It's not alien to me. They've done it before. They've done it many times. Let's do it.
Yeah. No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's really efficient. Because it is quite daunting. Setting up your own business is quite daunting, you know. There's a lot to think of.
Safety of working for a company to going off on your own and everything is your responsibility.
Oh, absolutely. It all stops at your door. It all stops at your door. Yeah. That's the problem, you know. I think for me, Dubai is going to be my home for the foreseeable future anyway. Yes. I can't see myself moving. I find my lifestyle is very easy over here. The other thing I do take into consideration, and my daughter is thinking of moving over maybe in a couple of years. She's 18, so she needs a couple more years because all her friends are from school. So it's kind of a hard move at the moment. She needs to be working a little bit, get used to work in the UK, then come over here, and then get into work, and then she'll obviously move on from there, meet friends, etc., and have her own life.
Yeah.
One thing I did say to her was, don't get entitled. I said, because I've noticed in Dubai a lot of people moving here because so much is done for them, the doors held open for them, the drinks are brought to them, become entitled. So always remember to say thank you. Always appreciate what the other people do for you. Doesn't matter what their job is.
Yeah.
Right? Always appreciate what they do for you. Always say thank you. Always say please.
Yeah, of course.
So I've kind of drilled that in because but I do think you see that coming over here, that various people, and I've seen it a number of times, and I've said it to people outside, when they've been served coffee by one of the guys and they don't say thank you, I say,
good. Good.
Because you have to appreciate what's done for you.
I think you respect anyone.
Absolutely.
Everyone, right? You respect anyone. Everyone's doing a job out here. Anyone in the world, you need to respect. There shouldn't be, like, I'm not materialistic, and I haven't become materialistic now I live in Dubai. Yeah. I haven't changed. My mum and dad did a very good job of bringing us all up to say please and thank you, and you know, to treat everyone with the same respect. No, it's important.
Absolutely.
I mean, most people you meet out here are like that. I think it's fantastic.
Friendly,
you know, everyone. I'd say everyone. I would go and say everyone that I know in the gym, in my kind of circle of friends, are like that. I think there's a minority that, like anywhere, that kind of
I think you just have an appreciation of
definitely
what you have.
One thing I will say though, like having your 18-year-old daughter out here. Let's say she moves out here when she's 20.
Yeah.
21. As a female, allowed to drink to 21.
Well, it's easier to socialise that.
But as a female out here, I feel so safe, and this is so important. Like, you know, we go on a night out, we won't see fights. You know, you just feel so safe. I can walk in the streets when it's dark and feel safe. Yeah. In the UK, I would not do that.
That's true.
Like, you know, and again, like I haven't been to a UK bar and clubbing for years. You know, it's been like 13 years now since I was.
They haven't changed.
But I remember going out with my friends, and you know, if you look at people in the wrong way, you get a bit funny, and it'd be kind of daunting sometimes.
Well, what it is, it sparks over nothing.
Yeah,
definitely
over nothing.
People are so easy to,
and that's why when Tate comes over, I'm just like, do what you want.
But that's fine. Everyone's in the same boat about that. You know, everyone's come out here to. You know, for the same reason, everyone's, you know, moved away from their family or their friends and everything like that. So if you're out and about in a bar, people are more likely to be...
But it's not just that. They won't allow
approachable.
They won't allow it.
No, I know that. But I think it's definitely a different mentality out here in the sense that you do get people that are more open to meeting people and more open to be, you know...
And mannerly, you know, they are mannerly people. They, you know, they just behave well. I think that's important. I think also that another perception outside Dubai, people think about Dubai, the rules must be really tough. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do the other thing.
You're going to get your hand chopped off and all that.
No, I mean, my sister said to me, and she's an educated woman. She said to me about Dubai. She called me 2 days before she came over. She went, Mark, just fashion, what should I wear? I said, listen, think about it like this. It's the only European city in the Middle East. I said, it's a European city in the Middle East. So I said, you just have to dress normally.
Yeah.
If you would if you were in London.
If you were in the UK or London, probably not a good idea to wear in Dubai. But if you're happy wearing it anywhere else.
But people don't.
It's the unknown, though. It's just the unknown. Yeah. And it's like, it's strange now because when you do catch up with people that have never been here, you're like, how is it? You know, it's like, what do you mean, how is it?
What are you meant to do over there?
Yeah, you know.
Drink out there. Exactly. And it's and you know, people ask all these questions because they're, you know, they just don't know anything about it, and that's fine. But as long as it's just great and that.
We're in a different country that, you know, I mean, everyone speaks English in this country pretty much anyway.
Of course,
which is lovely. So, you know, at least you can communicate with everyone. But yeah, I think it's safe. I think that come out and visit, get to know what it's actually like. Yeah. You know, well, you should do that before you move out to any country.
True.
Or do your research at least. Best decision.
Take a holiday first and.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Dubai holiday mode is, I bet, is a bit different to Dubai normal mode. You know what I mean?
Totally, yeah, absolutely.
It's like going anywhere. Right. But no, I'd say, you know, speak to people, just ask people questions about it. You know, ask what it's like. Ask, you know, what you can do over there. You know, stuff that you probably shouldn't do over there. And I guarantee most people will just say exactly what we just said. Yeah. Just treat it like home.
Exactly. Well, there's nothing onerous. There's nothing onerous. There's nothing that, you know. You have to try hard to break the rules. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. You'd have to try hard to break the rules.
Well, I think most normal people is like, I never got into fights back in England. Yeah. So like, and none of my friends ever did. Yeah. So it's like, why would you then suddenly get worried about doing that in Dubai? Like, you never do it. Just don't do stuff that you weren't doing at home. Exactly. Like you said, it's difficult to break, you know, to break the rules because it's fairly normal to what we were used to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we were, you know,
I think we have talked. The whole gambit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Any words of wisdom?
Oh wow.
Alex will.
Get yourself into a community as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Give yourself a purpose to get up every day and get to meet new people and make yourself at home.
Yeah. And you never know what could happen. Look.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah. You never know, you might meet. See?
You just got to buy a ring. You got to get the ring.
Ding, ding.
Guys, thank you very much for coming and giving your time.
Thank you so much, Mark.
It's great to talk to you. Giving us hopefully everybody slightly different perspective.
Yes.
I hope so, yeah. And I hope it kind of like opens a lot of people's eyes to coming out here and giving it a go and just, you know, enjoying what we enjoy.
The land of opportunity.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
The doors are open. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
cheers, man.